just wanted to take a minute to show you guys a couple of quick things you can check if you're having any trouble with your Convoy flashlight. Problems with this light have been pretty rare, and I've been through quite a few, and I know thousands of forum members that have this light, but there's one thing that has been a very persistent recurring issue, and I'm going to show you how to fix that today. For some people, their light worked just fine when they got it and they used it a time or 2 or 3 or 10, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work at all, and they've tried different batteries and everything else and they get no light. And I'll show you the number one most common reason why that happens. When you look at this light, this body, we have the body and the tail cap, and you take that off to get your batteries out. But what it doesn't say in the instructions is right here, there's also another little ring. And you see, if I put my tail cap on like this, I can turn my light on no problem, okay? But if that ring is cracked loose even a little bit, it keeps the light from making electrical contact with the body. And I can't even tell you how many people that's got, including me. It didn't happen to me just that way. The reason that ring is there is because if you notice when you bought your light, it had this other little thing in there, and it's a lanyard ring, and I'll never use that. But one day I decided to try it anyway, and I put it on there and screw the tail cap on. Like, you know, the cap doesn't even screw down. Why would they put a stupid thing like that in there? Useless. But if you take that ring off, then you can screw this other one on there. Now, if that doesn't fix your problem, I do apologize. I didn't put this, in the title, how to fix your Convoy light or whatever, so, to be a smart aleck and say, well, that was it. But that's just been like a really big deal. Like a lot of people that this has happened to, including me. And there are some other little things that you can check yourself if you would like to troubleshoot your own light. If you're still not getting any light after you check the ring, one other easy thing you can check is to see if the issue is in your tail cap. It has the mechanical components in it, and basically all you have to do is put your batteries in there and take this little rim right here where it's deanodized, and take a piece of wire, go right there and touch it to the end of the battery. And if the light comes on, then you know for sure that the problem is in your tail cap. The reasons that I've seen a problem be in this cap is mostly just if this ring is loose right there, there's a retaining ring that holds the switch in. When the batteries are on it, it pushes the switch away from the ring, which is its electrical contact. So you can just take a set of needle nose pliers and tighten that down. Now, if your switch is bad in the tail cap, here's how you can find that out, or if there's still not electrical contact. You would need to have a multimeter for this, but you just take your multimeter and we set to the continuity setting where you get a sound like that, and just touch the unanodized part of the metal here, and also touch this with the other lead, the tip of your spring. Alright, off position, on position. That shows me we're getting continuity. If in both positions you don't get noise, then that means that you have bad electrical connection, and it might mean that the switch is bad or something's just not seated in there properly. One other thing that you can check is there's also a retaining ring right here that holds that driver in, and it's possible that that could come loose. And also, if you've had this apart, you need to make sure that you put the body back. It'll go both ways, but the light won't work that way. If you run the body in with the anodized threads at this end, you'll get no light either. So you want to run that in this direction. Now, one other possibility regarding the batteries that could be causing you a problem if you're getting no light or you're getting a flicker or something like that is if you're using protected cells, they have this circuit on there, and it's possible that the circuit on these is tripping, and like if you are in high mode and your light won't power on, it's possible you're tripping that protection circuit. That's why I recommend getting, good cells like these key powers. It's still possible to get a bad PCB on these, even if you buy really good cells, but it's super rare. Also, you need to make sure if you're not using these raised top cells that your batteries do make contact one with another. Now, obviously, if you got light the first 3 times and don't now, that's not your problem, but I've had people order other cells and put them in the light and they didn't get power, and that's because they don't make contact one with another. There's no way for the power to get through there, so that's also something you can check. Finally, one last thing, and this is really a little bit more of an advanced one, but I'm going to show you anyway. When I got my own convoy, my very first one, I had loosened this driver ring, and when I put it back in, I didn't have any modes. All I had was high, and I found that when I cracked that ring loose and twisted the driver about a quarter of a turn, all of a sudden I had modes again. And there's been a couple other hiccups because of that, and here's what I suspect. This retaining ring, the angle on the bottom side of it is not quite enough, and I think it gets too close to some of these components, and it doesn't short out, but it causes, I don't know, electricity to take a shortcut or something. And the reason I suspect that is because when I took the ring out and machined a more aggressive angle on there, it fixed that problem. Now, I know after saying all of this, people are going to be like, well, is there all these problems? Is this what we can expect with the light? And my answer is no. I think that they are still a really good light with a lot of attention to detail. And the reason that I say all these things is because I've gone through a lot of them, and not just mine. Like, people that didn't order from my store have asked me to help them because, they didn't want to spend the money to ship it back to China and wait forever to get it back and stuff like that. They do have a warranty, but this is just a result of me not only reading, the 1,000+ page thread on BLF, and also having gone through a lot of them myself. I don't think that there are a lot of problems with this light, or I would quit selling it at my store. So I hope this helps some of you. As always, for more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Good luck.